Admin. Can you please go ahead and play the video, please? Right, for those of you who may be joining us from wherever, just in case you have a little challenge with Zoom, or we max out on the number of people we can contain, then you can join us on Enrich TV by Lifepage on YouTube. And if you are not subscribed to that YouTube channel, you're also missing out on a lot. We have loads of content that go on that YouTube channel. That YouTube channel belongs to Lifepage Property and Investments Limited. So just in case you are unable to connect to this program via Zoom, then you do well to join on YouTube, Enrich TV by Lifepage. All right, and then after this event, you can also go there and watch the replay. Please, please, and please, even if you make it through this program, don't forget to go watch and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Kayode Fakorede from Agbara. Awesome, good to have you, sir. Iyabo De Abiola from Ajah, Lagos. Thank you for joining. Sylvain, I hope I pronounce it well, from Abuja. Good to have you, sir. Admin, I'm waiting for you. I need the video to go live about Lifepage. Video about Lifepage to go live right now. Thank you very much, everyone. You are in for a time of your life. Let's get ready as we watch this video. Thank you very much. All right, so while we're still waiting for the video to come up, let me specially welcome you to Mega Housing Summit put together by Lifepage. In 2019 was the first time we ever hosted Mega Housing Summit, and it was a live event, and we had thousands of people packed in that particular auditorium, G3 Event Center in Maryland, Lagos, Nigeria. It was a phenomenal event, and the outcome of that event was what led us into many of the things we've done as a company over the past 3 years plus. And I'm so delighted that you all made it to this virtual edition this time around. And by putting this program together and making it a virtual edition, we were able to traverse, different territories, and people can join from different parts of the world. And hopefully by 2024, we may have another edition that will be live or hybrid, or just live only. But whatever it is, the purpose of the Mega Housing Summit is to put luminaries, experts in this industry together to share knowledge and insights on how people can leverage the vehicle of real estate to create wealth and also preserve their wealth, which of course reflects the entire and exact purpose of Lifepage. Lifepage is a real estate company who is in the business of making lives richer. We do so by extending real estate investment and business opportunities to people from different walks of life. Our purpose is to help people create and retain wealth, and we do so by real estate. And that's why Mega Housing Summit is an event put together to share knowledge, insight on how to tap into the enormous benefit inherent within the real estate sector. There are 4 principal ways by which you can play in the real estate space. You can play as a developer, and that's by far the most capital intensive way to play in the real estate space. And it's also by far the most challenging aspect of real estate for those who may not be aware. All right. But again, it's also a fantastic way by which you can play. That is the path we've chosen as an organization. You can also play by being an investor, and every one of us have to be an investor if we must create or retain wealth. And the third way is by being a regulator, all right, by collaborating with government agencies in sanitizing and ensuring order in the industry. And then the fourth way by which you can play in the real estate space is, of course, by being a realtor. And by being a realtor, you essentially connect buyer to seller, of course, and everybody still needs to be an investor. And it is the cheapest way anyway by which you can play in the real estate space. So I'm very, very excited to welcome you specially to this event. Some of the speakers that we have that will be speaking today is someone that these are people that I cherish so dearly. Mr. Opeoluwa Oni. We'll get a little more about his profile shortly. And then we also have another major speaker, very dear friend to me as well, and very great guy in the industry. They've been in this space for quite a while. He will also be sharing. His name is Tade Cash. So please brace up for impact, brace up for insights, right? If you truly want to create wealth, if you're tired of poverty, real estate is a reliable vehicle for not only creating wealth, but also for retaining wealth. And that's what Mega Housing Summit is going to help you to achieve. If you already have houses, or you've not had a house at all, you bought land or you've never bought land before, you are new to real estate space, especially in Nigeria, then this event is packaged specifically to educate you so you can make informed and educated decision. Get ready as we move to the next item on the agenda. Thank you very much, everyone, and welcome.
Opeoluwa Oni is an accomplished professional with a distinguished career in business management and leadership. He is an executive director at Lifepage, a leading real estate company in Nigeria. He also serves as a director in several companies operating in diverse sectors, including construction, fashion, and education. He is the vice president at Olive Cooperative Multipurpose Society Limited, a community-focused organization that prioritizes affordable housing solutions to support low-cost ownership. As the convener of Simple Success Tips, an online training platform, with over a decade of professional experience, Opeoluwa has worked with a multitude of organizations, starting as a marketer and progressing to roles such as brand manager and product manager. His extensive background in marketing and product management positions has made him a sought-after expert in the field. He has had a profound impact on the sales force, having trained hundreds of individuals in real estate marketing. Opeoluwa's contribution to the field extends beyond corporate realms, as he also facilitates the Real Millionaire Bootcamp and Royalty Life Development Institute, where he imparts his knowledge and expertise to aspiring entrepreneurs and professionals. His wealth of experience and versatile skill set make him a valuable asset in any professional endeavor.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you very much, OC. Thank you very much, Lifepage. Thank you very much, everyone. I want to believe that you can all hear me loud and clear. And I think you should be able to see my face too. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we are going to straight into what we have for us this evening, and we are looking at mistakes to avoid when buying land in Nigeria. Mistakes to avoid when buying land in Nigeria. So I know that quite a number of us have various expectations, and I've been seeing a whole lot of feedbacks, expectations in various groups and all of that. So tonight is going to be an impactful night, and I'm so excited because the lineup of speakers that we have are practitioners. These are not people, they are not theoreticians, they are all practitioners, and I'm privileged to be one of them. So tonight, we'll be looking at mistakes to avoid, whether you are buying from the direct markets or you are buying from the secondary market, so the primary market or the secondary market. So these are mistakes you need to watch out for. They are very, very important because land in itself is what carries value in real estate. Land in itself is what carries value in real estate. So when we look at real estate, what gives real estate value is land. And the land is derived from the fact that we do not currently, as I'm talking to you now, have any technology that can help us to manufacture more land. So there are no technologies that can help us to manufacture more land anywhere in the world. So land is a carrier of value. And of course, simple economics. So when supply is finite and the demand keeps increasing, of course, value goes up. Very, very simple. These are basic economics. So currently, there are no technology. And the fact that the land that is even available is shrinking. Is shrinking. Desertification, flooding, all of that is happening all over the world. I would like to start with some of these statistics. Currently now, the whole Earth, maybe when we move to Mars, when we start living in Mars, like Elon Musk is planning to make all of us to start living in Mars. At least for now, the only home we have is Earth. Okay, the whole Earth, 71% of the Earth is covered by water, 29% is covered by land. I mean, these are very valuable documents, but I have to do a quick check to know whether I'm still accurate. So 71% is covered with water. 71% is covered. There are no proven technology anywhere that can make us to live and survive on water yet. So that one is a fact. So the only one that we are still trying here and there is reclamation of land, of course. So the reclamation of land. So, however, out of that 29%, 9.7% is desert. Then 6.9% is just deserts. I'm sorry, 9.5% is desert. Then 6.9% is mountain. They are just mountains, mountainous areas. So the only habitable land that is available in the world is just 12.5%. Just 12.5% of the whole half. And the same 12.5% was available 20 years ago, is available now, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. So what invariably means is that the population of the world keeps increasing. So the population of the world right now is about 8 billion or 9 billion thereabout. Over 8 billion people now currently live in the same world. And about 50 years ago, the population of the world was less than 7 billion. So over 1 billion people have been added to the world, but the supply of land that they need has not been added for people to. So this is what gives value to land. And we need to understand this. And we need to understand this. So before I go into the mistakes you need to make, there's another thing I want us to understand. That's it. The land as it is usually go through 3 different stages when you acquire land. Most of the time, we acquire land basically for the purpose of land banking. That's the first stage, land banking. Oh, the place has a prospect anywhere in the world. People go there, they acquire it for land banking, for agriculture, for all of those things. That's the first stage. After acquiring it for land banking, as development, as population begins to grow, the demand for houses begin to grow and all of that. Then the next thing is that most of those land that were acquired for land banking or for the purpose of agriculture, we now begin to repurpose it. So it now moves to the next stage. And then that next stage is housing. And most of the time, because most of these places that are acquired for land banking, I mean, especially in this part of the world, people erect bungalows and all of those things. And before you know it, the whole area is filled up. And the same area now, from land banking to buying land to build, we now move to urban regeneration. So that same piece of land at some point has been used for land banking. That same piece of land has been used for housing. That same piece of land. Now, because the land itself is what carries value. So most of the time, there are land in places like Yaba, Ebutemeta, they are just housing bungalow. In fact, the cost of building on them is not as valuable as the cost of the land. So the cost of the land is now more valuable than the building on them. So what usually happens is this: you pull it down. You do what? You pull it down and you now build. So those are the 3 stages land usually go through, metamorphose through. And of course, urban regeneration can keep happening over and over and over and over and over and over again. So you see, right from the beginning, even currently now, as of this morning, we all woke up to war. The Israeli-Gaza war just started, boom, this morning. And what is the basis? It's land. It's land. Israeli want to expand. This one are not expand. It's land. So land is the most valuable. Land is the most valuable of it. Very, very valuable, very, very valuable. So we are going to be looking at acquiring land. So what are the mistakes, especially in Nigeria, in a place like Nigeria? Nigeria is very peculiar. I know we have audiences all over the world. Quite a number of us are here on Zoom and also live on YouTube, audiences all over the world. But specifically, we're going to be narrowing it down to Nigeria today. So what are the mistakes you need to watch out for when you, don't want to make these mistakes? You do not want to make these mistakes when you're acquiring land in Nigeria. Number one mistake that you need to watch out for is the mistake of purpose. The mistake of purpose. You need to define the purpose why you want to buy that land. There's a popular saying that if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable, right? So this purpose, you need to define the purpose. And you see, when it comes to purpose, there's really, acquiring land, because I've asked someone that question before, I was engaging someone, okay, I say, why do you want to buy this land? I said, no, all my friends are buying, that's why I want to buy it. I said, no problem, it's a good purpose. That means you are in the right circle of friends. That's a positive peer pressure. So purpose, you must establish the purpose, right? You must establish the purpose. So why am I buying this land? Am I buying this land because I want to do land banking? I often advise people, you want to do land banking, give it 10, 15 years. It has to be minimum 15 years before you can truly get the value of the land banking, right? So it can be okay for land banking. Some, I just want to buy 5 years, and I want in the midst of that 5 years, I want to start building. So there are different land that you are buying for different purposes. You don't want to mismatch purpose. So it's possible, of course, purpose will now help you to determine the location that you need to pitch your tent. So number one is purpose. Define that purpose. It will help you to pitch your tent, know where to pitch your tent. It will help you to know how much to spend. And it will help you to know what to do on that land. That is very, very important. So number one is purpose. Then number two is budget. Number two is budget, of course. Especially in the economy that we have right now. And budget is very, very important. You cannot be looking for a house in land in Bagada, or you cannot be looking for a land in GRA Port Harcourt and be carrying the budget of Egbe or the budget of Afam or Eche, or you are be carrying the budget of Gwagwalada. You are looking for land in Abuja, in Lugbe. So budget is very, very important. Of course, you said the purpose. The next is budget. Have a budget that suits that purpose that you have defined. That is very, very important. Have a budget that suits that purpose that you have defined. And you can make your research. Of course, the internet will help you. Okay, now that I've defined my purpose, I want to do land banking. You can get consultants, talk to people like us, so that we can help you we can even give you clarity. We can give you clarity on where to put, do land banking here, do short-term ownership here, do this here, do this there. Will help you and make your research, and so that you'll be able to put appropriate budget. If it's 1 million naira that you want to use to do land banking, so how much will 1 million naira be able to buy me in places like Lugbe? How much will 1 million naira be able to buy me in Ekwe? How much will 1 million naira be able to buy me in Ofada? How much will 1 million? So you'll be able to. So that's before you even go out to start hunting for land that you want to buy at all. You need to define that budget. Then number three mistake that a lot of people make is location. Yes, it has been said when it comes to real estate, location. Yeah, location matters, yes, but location is not the only reason. Location is not the only reason. Location is very, very important. I'm talking about mistake number three now. Location is very, very important. In as much as location is very, very important, but you must not make the mistake of location, because your purpose will help you to know. For instance, you can't say you want to do land banking and you want to go and buy a pool. No, Papa. Even if you have the money, there are locations that they have hit their peak. There are locations that they have literally hit their peak. That the rate at which land will appreciate in places like Ekpe, in places like Ibejuleki, even still Ibejuleki, in places like Elepo, in places like Mowe, is not the same rate at which land we appreciate in places like Bagada. The rate at which land we appreciate in Eche, in Gwagwalada, in Kubwa, is not the same way land we appreciate in fully developed area. So you need, that purpose is very, very important, so that you will not carry your hard-earned funds, buy the land in a place, and you say, no, I bought that land 25 million naira, and 10 years. Now, in fact, if you are not careful, you will sell it for 15 million naira. Yes, because at some of those locations, the margin for increase is not, of course, it won't be that much again, because most of those areas are literally, in fact, you probably will not even be getting the land. You'll probably be buying a house and be demolishing it. So most of those locations are not locations that you can buy and hold. They are places you buy and build immediately. Location is very, very important. Then number 4 is sourcing. How do you source? A lot of people make mistake of sourcing. So who do you use in your sourcing? Who do you use? You need to ask yourself, do I have the expertise to source myself? Or do I talk to agents? Right? Or do I want to buy directly? Do I want to source directly by going to the land seller directly? Or I want to use real estate company? Because when you miss it, when you are sourcing, you can have you can have permanent problem on that project, only that land. Sourcing is very, very important. It's very, very important. Sourcing. Am I buying from primary market? Am I buying from secondary market? So if I'm buying from primary market, how do I deal with these people at the primary market? If I'm buying from secondary market, what title does it have? Right? So all those things are, so how do I take ownership? These are questions you answer at the place of sourcing. These are questions you answer at the place of sourcing. So you need to source right. You need to source right. You don't want to make the mistake of sourcing. Number 5 is due diligence. You've defined your purpose, you've defined your budget, you've looked at the location that suits all the above, and you know, okay, how do I do the sourcing? And you started the sourcing. You must not make the mistake of due diligence. Don't ever make the mistake of due diligence. And you know why? Land, you don't buy land, pack it, put it in your pocket, and abscond with it. No. You buy land, you leave it there, and they'll give you some piece of paper, they'll tell you that you are the owner of the land. So sourcing is good, but due diligence on how am I going to take ownership in terms of title? Who truly holds this land? So who is going to transfer ownership to me? I always tell people, see, if you are not experienced in this area, just get a lawyer. And please, not all lawyers, in as much as I respect the legal profession, not all lawyers are expertise in the area of property. Some are civil lawyer, but get a respected, well knowledgeable, well experienced real estate lawyer to guide you when it comes to due diligence. And you see, that's the advantage. Buying from companies like Lifepage. Lifepage has gone through all this with experience. These are practicals. Everything I'm sharing with you are not, I don't think you can find it in any textbook or Google it online. They are literally from experience. And we have burnt money at all the stages. So, and you are getting this for free, of course. So due diligence. Due diligence is very important. Don't miss it in due diligence. You know, from your due diligence, you know the right questions to ask. From your due diligence, you even know how to negotiate. You will even know how to place value on the property. Because the property that you are buying, that you are probably going to still ratify from government in the future, you know, no, but let me do my math very well. So due diligence is very, very important. Are we together? If you are with me, give me the number 1. I didn't tell people to give me number 1. So I just want to know that you are with me. Give me the number 1. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Okay. Then after due diligence, the next thing you do, and the mistake you must not miss, is negotiation. Negotiation. Well, depending on the purpose why you are buying, but most importantly, you do not want to make the mistake in negotiation. When you make the mistakes of negotiation, you can be buying too expensive, or you can be buying problem. And let me just be blunt. I'm trying to look for the right word for you. For instance, now, let's say you are buying a land that is a little bit swampy, and you intend to build, and you did not negotiate very well. By the time you start the foundation of that land, you ask yourself, oh boy, who sent me a message? So negotiation is key. If you are not experienced, carry who know road along. It's not a crime. Pay for consultancy. And it's very important. So you need to negotiate, envisage everything, especially land that does not have title. The land that has title and the land that does not have title, you cannot buy them at the same rate. It's not, of course, because you need. Why, of course, in Nigeria, I don't know, there's no state in Nigeria that there is a place where the cost of CFO, the timeline of CFO, they will advertise, oh, ease of doing business, all those things, everything is a lie. It's when you start the process, that's why they will be telling you to go and bring the birth certificate of your great grandmother as part of it. So they will give you all manner of conditions. So that negotiation, of course, you make sure that you have done all the other things, due diligence, but you negotiate it at the lowest possible price. Then number 7 is buying. Somebody has asked me questions several times. Which one is buying? Yes. When you are buying, the price you are buying, who are you buying from? Especially when you are buying from the primary market. There's a saying that when you are buying from the primary market, I'm buying from Southwest, and one person signed for you, are in trouble. You have bought one chance. So buying, you must, and see, when you are buying, one thing that you must also recognize is the fact that you need to, especially when you are buying to resell or you are buying to build a house and you want to sell the house. Okay, somebody should list the points. Don't worry. you can watch the replay or something. Maybe I'm moving too fast or something. So, but you can watch the replay. So when you are buying, if you buy too expensive, you have bought your way out of the market already. If you buy too expensive, you have bought your way out of the market. And it's very so negotiation and buying, they work hand in hand, right? The terms of negotiation and buying, they work hand in hand. And there's something when you are buying too, you don't pay. Some of these things are just consultancy stuff, but you don't pay up once, even if you have all the money. Don't pay finish. I mean, I don't know how best to put it. Don't pay up, even if you want to, especially unless you are buying from a real estate company. If you are buying at the primary markets, let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there. Number 8 is possession. Possession. So what does it mean to take possession of a land? When you are buying a piece of land, see, Nigeria, if you make the mistake of possession, you buy land, carry title, carry document, you now travel, you come back, you meet house, people will be living there. People will be living I own the land story. You now go to court for the next 70 years. So possession is very important. Fence it around immediately. So as you are buying, be keeping money for fence once on one side. In fact, part of your budget should be cost of fencing. And you see, one thing about fencing is this, you can do it in phases. 2-3 courses round, then you build it up, you build it up, you build it up, you build it up, just like that. Okay. So possession. The next thing is documentation. Documentation. So from the point of due diligence, you are already factoring what type of documentation are you going to do. And documentation is what gives you right of ownership. If you don't have the right document, people can mess you up. Somebody will just come with one title and just mess you up out of that property. So documentation is very, very important. Yes, you can do it in phases. From family receipts, if you are buying directly from primary market, or if you are buying from the real estate company, if you are even paying in installment, your monthly receipts is part of your documentation. Survey is part of your documentation. At the end of the day, you are giving a deed, it's part of your documentation. Okay, now you want to process it to a CFO. If it has a CFO, you want to get a consent on it, it's part of your documentation. You keep what? Piling it up. filing it on part. There's something new today. Video is part of your documentation now. When you were signing, it's part of your documentation. So that somebody will not tell you that I did not sign. Right? As they are transferring ownership to you, it's part of your documentation. As you are visiting the site, it's part of your documentation. So all these things are very, very important. Then number 10, mistake you don't want to make is the mistake of occupation. See, things happen in Nigeria. You can buy land, fence it, ask your phone, and you don't visit the place in the next 10 years. And somebody will come, use your fence, build inside your fence. You get it? So occupation. Make sure you have someone on that land. There are different ways you can occupy. I have a video of 12 things you can use, how you can occupy a land, 12 ways you can occupy a land. You can occupy. You can do farming, or you can just put different, of course, somewhere very close to where I stay. A family, how they occupied is that they just brought in all this land. They brought them in because there was contention. So immediately they got a court order. They don't have the money to build, they don't have the money to fence. They were a very smart way. They just brought in land to come and be doing bola on the land. All this, iron bender, all those stuff like that, they were just doing it on the land. So they were able to occupy the land. So occupation is very, you see, when you put someone on a land, if there's of course, if there's going to be an issue of encroachment, or maybe somebody wants to come and encroach on the land, that person will give you first-hand information. So that is very, very important. Then, as I round up, is community. Don't make the mistake of community. The community can save your life, save your money, save your investments. You treat them as stakeholders when you are buying a piece of land. So community can range from the people that sold the land to you, to your neighbor that is working. Community is very, very important. And for instance, now, probably you have bought a land in a place that is upcoming, and you don't have enough money to fence, and you know your neighbor, or you're on the left-hand side. Yeah, sir, can we do the fence together? It's part of community. Joint efforts. Community is very, very important. Somebody beside you is fencing. Why don't you offer the land to the person? I say, sir, since you want to start building your own house, don't worry, use my land as compound for now. You have, in a way, use the person beside you to secure your own land. You understand, community is very, very important. So there are different creative ways you need to carry your community along. For those that are buying large expanse of land, do not for any reason neglect the place of community, okay? Do not for any reason neglect the place of community. Then, number 12, which is where I'm going to be rounding on tonight. You see, don't make the mistake when you are reselling. When you are reselling, if you get too emotionally attached to property, you make that mistake. There are times, you see, when you are doing land banking, that's why it's called land banking. I'm still advising someone for a SSC. You have hold on to a land for a period of time. You want to sell it. When you sell it, what you do is that you hold on to a part of the fund, and you use part of that fund to, okay, for instance, now some people did, let's use Lekki Expressway as an example. Let's assume that some people did land banking in Lekki Phase 1. Probably the land appreciated and all of that. They sold in Lekki Phase 1, took some profit from it, used the remaining money to do land banking in Chevron. They sold in Chevron. Take part of the money in Chevron, pick it up, buy something in, let's say, Eleko, for instance. They are selling in Eleko now. Pick part of the money, buy something in Aetoro. You see, that is supposed to be a continuous thing. So you don't just do land banking and cash out and leave. Or be too emotionally attached to a place. I like that area. See, real estate is investment. Investment and emotion don't go side by side. You bring the numbers and logic to the table. That's the way it works. You understand? So do not be emotionally attached. Don't be desperate to sell. There are two people that lose in every real estate transaction. Anybody that is desperate to sell and anybody that is desperate to buy. So this is where I'm going to be dropping the curtain this night. Thank you very much for your patience and being a good student. I don't know whether, okay, I think there are no questions, but No time for question now. And so that's where I'm going to be dropping the question. Thank you very much, OC, for having me, sir.
Wow. Wow, this is incredible. Please, if you drew immense value from this short session, please, let's go celebrate and give our very special speaker a round of applause, a digital round of applause in the chat room. If you're joining on YouTube, you can do the same. Drop your comments, drop your questions right about now. We'll be taking them in a moment. This is just so phenomenal. Just to give us a benefit of everything he shared, just a snippet. He gave us 12 mistakes to avoid when buying land in Nigeria. Number one, he said the mistake of purpose. I don't want to explain it. You just want to listen to it. There were a lot of data that were reeled out, and that's very, very vital in making critical decisions and then making smart decisions when it comes to real estate investments. Number two, the mistake of budget. Number three, the mistake of location. Number four, the mistake of sourcing. Hey, man, these are heavyweights. If you even want to start a real estate company, you already have the template, you have the cookbook, you have the cheat sheets. This is the cheat sheet for starting a real estate business. Number five, the mistake of due diligence. Number six, the mistake of negotiation. Number seven, the mistake of buying. Number eight, the mistake of possession. Number nine, the mistake of documentation. And number 10, the mistake of occupation. Number 11, the mistake of community. Number 12, the mistake of reselling. I love what he said. Don't get emotionally attached to a property. I wouldn't want to dwell too much on that. So much was delivered in this short session. Please, once again, can we give our dear speaker a digital round of applause? That was just off the hook. That was just off the hook. I'm telling you. Please, if you are a newbie, this is just a great bonus for you. This is going to tremendously impact you significantly. Thank you, everyone, for participating so actively and for responding to every instruction that we are giving. All right. So next on the agenda, we'll be bringing up our dear ED of Sales and Marketing, Mr. Francis Ajilore, as he takes us before we bring in our next speaker. So please just stay tuned as we bring in Mr. Francis Ajilore.
Mowe needs no more introduction when it comes to real estate investment. So let me take you through 4 reasons Mowe should be your ideal choice for a home. Number 1, Mowe is a serene and natural environment. It offers a tranquil escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. It provides a peaceful living environment where you can stay relaxed. And again, on hectic days, you get to see the town's beauty in all its glory. Number 2, Mowe is an affordable investment opportunity. You see, compared to other major metropolitan locations, Mowe Town affords you an opportunity of home ownership as the property prices are affordable, which leads me to my next point. Number 3, Mowe has a high appreciation value. You see, research has shown that the value of plots in Mowe has experienced remarkable growth over the past 10 to 15 years. You see, previously, plots were sold for as low as 50,000 naira, but as of today, you get plots for 5 million or even higher, and this is as a result of the development that have been happening in the area. And lastly, Mowe's strategic position in nearness to Lagos ensures that you can easily get essential services like schools, malls, hospitals, and so on. This way you get to enjoy both worlds, the peaceful living and also easy access to essential services. Call in now to start a journey with us.
Sir, you are muted in case you're trying to speak.
Yes, over to you, Mr. Francis. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I celebrate you big time, Mr. Opeoluwa Oni. Wonderful presentation. My notes is filled. My brain is charging. And I know most of our participants will take an informed decision, because it's not just a function of what you know, it's a function of what you do with what you know, and that's what will give you a different result as we go. So we have different. So recently we ended our 50% discounted offer on Almond County, our landed properties, and as against 10 million naira, it was selling for 5 million naira. But that offer ended last month. But as we prepared for this event, we thought of those who never had opportunity to be part of it, or those who knew about it but couldn't put resources together to take advantage of this opportunity. So we felt we should cook up something else. We certainly knew that it's never going to go back to 5 million naira, but we wanted to give somebody an advantage, a buying advantage, so that they could experience 200, 400, and 1,000% growth in another couple of years. Mowe, as we find it currently, is no longer a place for land banking. Those who did it as land banking did 10, 15, 20 years ago. The likes of Matthew Ashimolo were those who did land banking and enjoyed it to the fullest. You can be the next beneficiary to own a property. Mowe is a place where if you go on a working day, you see the best of cars, best of SUVs driving out of the place. You see schools, you see markets, activities, you see factories. Directly opposite where we have Almond County, you have a custard producing factory with, so most times you come to realize that when people are even exploring other businesses, they are also mixing it with real estate, because if it is to do factory, they possibly will have bought one small land, but you see them bought acres and they are doing factory and doing housing, so they are picked inside from what the likes of McDonald's do. And so you too could be the next one. The next thing I would say before I come up with a very unique offer, and I'll need the flyer to be projected, is the fact that when you are keen into this particular place, come with the mindset that, look, in a 60-acre estate where people live in, that means there will be need for schools, there will be need for hospitals. So while you are buying one unit to say you want to live in, or you want to buy one unit for your parents to live in, because it's secured, proximity to Lagos. As a matter of fact, based on the almost completed road, Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, from our site to places like Ikeja Secretariat to Ogba is within 45 minutes to 50 minutes drive, depending on how slow or how fast you drive. So it means that, so back to what I was trying to say earlier on as it relates to making investment decisions. So you shouldn't be looking at just buying to live in. You shouldn't be looking at just your parents who will live in, but you should be equally thinking of commercial value that will be coming into that neighborhood. And usually I tell people, anywhere you see banks, telecoms, positioning ATM, they are not wasters. They back their actions with data. So they've seen that people are moving in that direction, and so they invest in those locations. So the offer that we have for you is that on this Almond County Mowe, a land with C of O, table ground, dry land, houses are growing there already. There are people who are building their own houses. There are people who are buying houses as we speak on that project. Electric poles are springing up. Quite a number of things, infrastructure, recreational facility within the estate, quite a number of things, well planned out layout. All of these components are what you are buying into. And what really makes a place is not just about the location, it's about the quality of people that live in there. And from the subscribers that we already have, we can tell you for free that it's just quality and quality people alone that reside there. So the offer is that if you are buying into Almond County, Mowe Town, during this period, please let the flyer be shared on the screen. If you are buying into Almond County, Mowe Town, within the next 72 hours, we have our 72-hour offer. All you need to do is make a deposit of 500,000 naira, but you will be able to buy at 6 million naira for 600 square meter or 3 million naira for 300 square meter as against 10 million naira or 5 million naira. I repeat again, within the next 72 hours, if you are able to make a down payment, a deposit of 500,000 naira, both for either 300 square meter or 600 square meter, you are eligible to buy this Almond County plot of 600 square meter for 6 million naira as against 10 million naira and 3 million naira as against 5 million naira. That is a whopping discount that we are giving because you are participating in this event. And should you know someone who needs this, who can afford it, this is an opportunity for you to end the year on the eye because you could refer them and also be beneficiary of earn an income. But the most important thing is take in advantage of this opportunity. So as not to waste most of your time, the flyer, I don't know why it's still not coming up, but it will be shared in the various communities and you could reach us on these following numbers. As a matter of fact, if you are interested in this offer, please type I am interested to 090-6000-5747. If you are interested in this or you know somebody who could be interested in this, please send I am interested to 090-6000-5747 and more details will be provided for you. Here is the flyer as you can see it on the screen. This is not a 3D design fence. It is fully fenced round. It is a table ground. Houses, as a matter of fact, maybe in the next session, you can see, you can get to see the houses that are ongoing. Construction as of today, more housing units were still developed, German floor were laid and all of that. So it's a place that you need to key into, you need to take advantage of. So while you are planning to conduct site inspection, send I am interested and lock it down for within the next 72 hours. And you can thank me later. Thank you very much. Osi, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying tuned. And now the final session for tonight. Just brace up. If you don't have coffee with you, please get your coffee ready just in case you are already feeling a bit drowsy or feeling sleepy. You know, get ready for something huge. It's about to hit you right about now. So watch out for the introduction of our next speaker. Thank you very much, everyone.
Tade Cash is a world-class cash flow entrepreneur and the king of rental income properties and cash flow investor and educator. He's the co-founder of more than 5 cash-rich businesses. He shows individuals, companies, and nations how to unlock their hidden assets that will create perpetual, consistent, and predictable prosperity for them. He also believes that life is not just about money, but money helps to fund our lives and our dreams of making a difference in the world. He's a thought leader on matters that pertain to economic freedom of an individual. He appears on many platforms around the country and many TV and radio shows. Every encounter with him is a pleasant experience.
Let's welcome Mr. Tade Cash. I hope he's in already. So I'm trying to find Mr. Tade Cash. If anybody knows where he is, please signal him. We need to spotlight him immediately. Please, can you repeat that introduction again while we get him spotlighted? Somebody said from the name self.
Tade Cash is a world-class cash flow entrepreneur and the king of rental income properties and cash flow investor and educator. He's the co-founder of more than 5 cash-rich businesses. He shows individuals, companies, and nations how to unlock their hidden assets that will create perpetual, consistent, and predictable prosperity for them. He also believes that life is not just about money, but money helps to fund our lives and our dreams of making a difference in the world. He's a thought leader on matters that pertain to economic freedom of an individual. He appears on many platforms around the country and many TV and radio shows. Every encounter with him is a pleasant experience.
All right. So sorry for this little delay. He will join us soon. He will join us shortly. I think he's having a little challenge with his network. Please, just a moment. We'll be bringing him up shortly. All right, just while we wait for him, a few housekeeping. We were told if you want to learn more about this particular 72-hour offer, just send interested to 0906 000 5747 090 6000 5747. Just type interested. We can schedule an inspection for you within the next 72 hours, and you can lock down this offer with just 500,000 naira and then spread the remaining balance over 3 months, over 2 months, I beg your pardon. All right. There are loads of things that you may have missed out on by joining in late. I want to strongly recommend that if you missed out on the first session, you can watch the replay. You can catch up with the replay on our YouTube channel, Enrich TV by Lifepage. And if you want to really know more about Lifepage, then just send interested also to that number. There's a whole lot you can benefit by dealing with us. How many of us are ready? I thought I saw him just now. Just a second, please. Okay, yeah, he's in now. He's in now. Please, can you spotlight Mr. Tade Cash? Spotlight Mr. Tade Cash and myself. Please spotlight Mr. Tade Cash and myself. Awesome, awesome. That's the king of rental income, the Tade Cash himself, TC International. Good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you. Thank you so
much. Yeah. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So tonight we are focusing on how to create real estate cash flow machine. All right. Thank you, the people that are online with us. So it's going to be awesome for the time being, for the time that we have. So Mr. Clement and the team, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So this evening, or it could be morning or afternoon to you, depending on where you are joining us from. Now, we're looking at how to create real estate cash flow machine. Now, one of the things that really struck me in life is the fact that a lot of people want a big lifestyle without planning for a big life. All right. They want a big lifestyle without planning for a big life. And because a big lifestyle is quite tempting, and what that means to a lot of people is the moment they start earning money, they start focusing that money in taking care of their lifestyle. And lifestyle on its own, if it stands alone, it's like a bottomless pit, all right? It just go deeper and deeper every single day. So for most people, that is where they found themselves. They found themselves just working for money and being able not to, continuously create something that can begin to help them to fund the life that they want to do. And so today, the whole idea of this meeting, the whole idea of this conference is to show you how to do something very amazing. As interesting as cash is, just like my name, as interesting as it is, you need to understand that cash without a cash flow machine to sustain it can make somebody to crash. All right. So economically, you can crash if you depend just solely on having a cash that is generating from your sweat, from your work. Then you don't have a cash flow machine that can funding it. You can literally crash. And that's what happened to a lot of people. So they have their work. So I want to, in the course of this meeting, I'll be describing 4 kinds of people to you. And these 4 kinds of people are people that we found in our day-to-day life. And you have to start looking at yourself as well. Which of this category do you fall into so that you can take advantage of what I am sharing today? Now, the first category of people that I'm describing today and how to create cash flow machine, real estate cash flow machine, is this set of people that earn high income but no assets. I call them high income, no asset kind of people. So who are those kind of people? I remember once upon a time, I met with this man, and he was earning some substantial amount of money at the time, and it was even earning in pounds. And so I was invited for a meeting, and the man happened to be in that meeting. And as a result of that meeting, he invited me for a private meeting. And then he decided to spend some private time with me, and he paid me some good amount of money. And in the course of that meeting, he started showing me. I'm talking about almost 6-7 years ago. And at that time, this man was earning 10,000 to 15,000 pounds. He lived in Nigeria, and he's being paid in pounds. He's making about 10,000 to 15,000 pounds every single month. But as at the time I met this man, he was driving an amazing Prado, which he's paying for, as a result of what he was earning. He was paying for that car. He has not finished paying for it. That's number one. Number two, as at the time I met him at that time, and we were in that meeting, he could not boastfully say that he has £1,000 or $1,000 either in savings or physical. And so what happened to him? He earned money, and he believed that as he's earning this money, he can always make more money. So he was dependent on the big money, the big income that he was making from his career, from his strength, and, literally engaging in what I call sacrificial period of his life, which is selling his time for money. So he was selling his time. He was making £10,000, £15,000, literally. It's like someone today making 10 million naira, 15 million naira in a month, 20 million naira in a month. But guess what happened? At the end of the month, he could not boastfully say that this is how much I have. So he's an high income guy, no asset. He's an high income guy. He was living in a rented apartment. He has not built. He could not boldly say, I have this asset here or I have that asset there. So he was literally earning big money. Now, when people look at him on the surface, they will see, as some people will even use him as a prayer point, because he's literally like a 6-figure earner. He was making this money, but this is what happened. There is no asset. He was depending on what he earns every month. So this is a challenge. This is a downside. If something happens to him, if he could not go to work, if he could not, there have to be a downside as a result of his work, what's going to happen to that man? It's going to be a serious downfall. And a lot of people will start looking at him on the surface, and they could attribute it to so many things. They could attribute it to spiritual things. Most importantly, people living in Nigeria, what we don't understand will mystify. So they could attribute it to all of these things. But come to think about it, none of these things I just mentioned was the cause of his challenges. But because he never knew what true wealth is all about, he never knew how to create a cash flow machine that could help him to fund his life. It was a man of a misguided benevolence. He's a man that, show goodness, kindness to everyone around him. But guess what happened? He was not being good to himself. He was not being, real to himself. So that's why he called me for a meeting. And that's why perhaps you are here today. So what is the first point? The first point is to realize that this man is an high income earner, but no asset. Now, there's another set of people. They are high income earner, but low asset. Now, the high income earner, but no asset. Low asset. The asset is low. Maybe perhaps once upon a time, someone has told you about, just picking up a particular land somewhere or buying an apartment, and you have heard about Lifepage, and maybe perhaps you have even bought something with Lifepage at the time, but you just felt like, oh, I've done this, so it's fine. High income, low asset. High income, low asset. So these people, they have little bit of asset, but the challenge with them is because they have an asset, but the asset cannot properly take care of the lifestyle of the dream that they have. So what is it? So those kind of people are there. And those kind of people are there. And they are third set of people. These people are middle income and no asset. They're also middle income, but no asset. Middle income, low asset. Middle income, no asset. So they're literally making money, and they complain about all the bills they need to pay. They complain about all the debts they need to meet. They complain about so many things. But this is what happened. They are becoming the slave of their own lifestyle. It's called the lifestyle servitude. They are there. They wake up in the morning. They are thinking about the bills to pay. They are thinking about all of these things. And when I think about the life to enjoy, there is only one thing that is at the center of it all: the strength in which they have made the money. So they want to pay for the bill. So when you ask them and say, oh, brother, there's this property. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this county property from Lifepage? And, this new deal that Lifepage has. Guess what happened to them? They will say, guys, I would have loved to do this, but I can't afford that right now. No, because this is what most people have forgotten. If you only want to do what you can afford, two things are going to happen to your life. Your life is going to be boring and your life is going to be small. So if you only want to do what you can afford, your life is going to be boring, your life is going to be small. So what happened is this: you don't just want to do what you can afford. You want to do what can move you forward. So this is what happened. Sometimes things that will move you forward, you cannot immediately afford it. But like my mentor will say, you find a way to figure it out. You make a commitment to it and you are consistent to that pattern. So this is what happened to people. So look at that model. Look at that model. So that model is what happened. And then the last one, which is why I'm here today, is what I call the big income, the high income, big asset people. The high income, big asset people. So what does that mean? They are amazing guys. Now let me give you. Yesterday I was looking at Forbes list, and I saw that there are 7 people in the professional athletes that has made more than $1 billion before tax in earnings. 7 of them: LeBron James, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Roger Ferrara, Ronaldo, Messi, all right, Milkeson, and Floyd Weatherman. These guys have made money. All of these 7 have made money, and several other people have made. But out of these 7, 3 have been confirmed a billionaire on the Forbes list. Some of them, they still have money, good amount of money. But what is the thing that separates the people that make those level of earnings and the one that cross to the other side is that they are big income guy with big asset. There are big income guy with big asset, because this is the 2 things that I need you to understand on the part of cash flow machine. What you do for money and what you do with money have to be in tandem for you to create a cash flow machine that will make your life to be free. And what do I mean by that? This is what I mean. What you do for money, something legal, something ethical, something credible, something moral. You know, you have done this thing for money. But what you do with the money, it's like in one of my videos, I said, you pay 10% of your money as tithes, and then you wasted the 90% of the money. And then you are complaining why God did not bless you. Because you see, what you do with the 90% of your money was wasteful, hoping that what you do with the 10% of the money will rescue you. And that's what happened to a lot of people. So what are you doing for money? And what are you doing with money? Investing is about what we do with money. Because you see, when we work, we get paid. When we invest, we get wealthy. So this is the rule tonight. So how do you create cash flow machine in real estate? This is it. Number one, you must have a plan. You must have a freedom lifestyle plan. And what do I mean by that? You must look at your life and ask yourself a very fundamental question. What is my freedom lifestyle plan? What do I mean by a freedom lifestyle plan? It's very simple. Where will I get to a point in my life? What's the plan for me to get to a point where I will be able to, pay my bills, live the life I want to live, fund the kind of charity I would like to fund in my life, and then my assets will begin to fund it. What is that kind of life? It's called a freedom lifestyle plan. The freedom lifestyle plan is very important. Then when you have a freedom lifestyle plan, then you must then have a freedom lifestyle day goal. What do I mean by freedom lifestyle goal? It's simple. What's my goal? My goal is to make, let's say your goal is to make 50 million, your life expenses, your life, right now your aspiration is 50 million. All right. Maybe added inflation and all of that. So your life goal is 50 million. Now, this is it. Now, when people think about living the lifestyle, the first thing that they do is they want to go out there and work for the money so that they can fund the lifestyle. Now, check it out. That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. But this is what you do, and which I want you to learn right away. The first thing is that you have a freedom lifestyle plan. You have a freedom lifestyle goal. That means my goal is 50 million. 50 million, if I make 50 million, and then I'll be able to fund my life. If I make, your aspiration and inspiration, determines the money. So I'm just using that as an example. To somebody else, their goal may be 100 million a year, maybe 150 million a year. Whatever it is for you, it's not out of place. It is you. Your aspirations and inspiration is your own. Remember, goals are for aspirations. Goals are for inspirations, rather. So 100 million is your goal for your lifestyle. Your lifestyle goal is 100 million. Now, if your lifestyle goal is 100 million, so what do you do next? Now, this is the mistake that people make. Because you are making 50, you are looking for another job. You're now looking for another job because I'm making 20 million every year. I'm looking for another job rather than, I just want to make another job so that my bills are growing. But that's not what to do. Your goal is now to develop what I call a freedom lifestyle playbook. Now, what is a freedom lifestyle playbook? And I'm going to be giving you a practical example today so that you can just get it. So, a freedom lifestyle playbook is simple. It's to come to a time in your life where you tell yourself that, okay, I want to replace my strength with the system. So I'm asking myself, how much asset do I need to have? So let's say, for instance, you once bought, Orange County, or you once bought the Orange Apartments, and you started buying things. You said to yourself, okay, I'm going to buy this. So because of these things, because of your playbook, you will now begin to engage what I call the 3 levels of cash flow. Now, the 3 levels of cash flow. Now you have a playbook. Now in your playbook, that is where the 3 levels of cash flow comes in. Because you want to build a machine. You want to be able to replace your strength with a system. Let me say this. You can call it Tade Cash rule. Number 1. By no strength shall no man be wealthy. By no strength shall no man be wealthy. So if you understand that rule, the next thing you want to do is that you want to take the place of your strength funding your life to the place of a system funding your life. Because this is my definition of wealth. Wealth is a cash flow stream that flow to me predictably, consistently, perpetually without me. I will say that again. Wealth is a cash flow stream that flow to me predictably, consistently, and perpetually without me. It means that if I say I'm wealthy, it's not just because of how much I earn, it's what my asset earns for me. So what I want to do now that I know what my lifestyle, my freedom lifestyle plan, what is my freedom lifestyle goal, then I want to develop a playbook. Now, so what am I going to develop the playbook? In coming up with a playbook, there are 3 dimensions to asset. There are 3 dimensions to asset. Now, this is the first dimension. In cash flow, we call it the leverage cash flow. What is a leverage cash flow? And this is what many people don't understand. The reason why leverage cash flow is what buying land is for in building real estate cash flow machine. So what are you buying land for? You are buying land for a leverage cash flow. What does that mean? For instance, let me give you an example. All the land that you Lifepage sells are land that are designed to make you wealthy. They are designed to make you make more money within a short period of time. Because Lifepage understood that wealth needs speed. And wealth needs speed. So as a result of speed, what are you going to do for you because of this dimension? Now, follow this, because the moment you get this, it's going to help you. Now, this is the definition again. Wealth is a cash flow stream that flows to me predictably, consistently, and perpetually without me. That's what wealth is. It's a cash flow stream. Now, so if I'm talking about this word is a cash flow stream, and I want it to flow to me, so how can I develop my own lifestyle, freedom lifestyle playbook that will help me to deliver and build a cash flow machine? Now, that is why we are buying land. What's land going to do for you, for instance? The kind of land that you find in Lifepage company is what I call the leverage cash flow. What is the essence of a leverage cash flow? It helps you to collapse time. You see, there is no one that will be wealthy building a financial shelter that we're not going to have the landed property into it. Because this is what happened. What landed property do? You see, now, hear what I'm about to tell you. This is a secret, but I'm going to tell you something. Landed property is how we build wealth. Landed property is how we build wealth. Landed property is how we build wealth. Apartment is how we live wealthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see, landed property is how we build wealth. Apartment is how we live wealthy. Now, and you see, the moment you understand what I'm about to share with you, I think I will be done, because you will make it will change your life. So, the kind of property we're talking about, in building my financial freedom lifestyle playbook, I want to get land that will give me leverage. I call it the leverage cash flow. Now, so because I'm building financial shelter system that can protect me and protect my family and generation yet unborn. Is a machine that will keep producing. So one of the things I want to do is to buy this kind of land. And I can assure you, because I am aware and I know this company, all the assets that this company represents are the kind of asset that I believe in. So leverage cash flow is going to help you to collapse time. Take this, know this and know peace. There are many things that you lack in ability that is only leverage that can help you to catch it up. There are many things that you lack in ability. So you want to collapse time. Leverage cash flow will help you to do something. It will help you to buy back your time, because wealth needs speed. And so if you know how to buy this kind of asset, which is how we build wealth, buying land that gives you a leverage is how you build wealth. So in your cash flow machine system, you want to be able to have this kind of stuff in it. So you buy land to build wealth. 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 Now, so the first thing is leverage cash flow. So if I want to build a leverage cash flow, I'm not going to be, so what is going to be in my portfolio? So I'm buying land that is growing in value, 30%, 70%, because I need to collapse time. Most of us, we have wasted time in our life. We are good people with bad choices. All right. And so as a result of that, we have wasted a lot of time, that what we want to do right now is to find a way to buy back time. Knowing how to buy assets that gives you leverage is one of the ways you buy back time. So if you can buy back your time, you are going to do a lot of things. Because see, the wealthy people, the people that build a real estate cash flow machine, don't focus perpetually selling their time. They focus on two things. They sell time, not their time, but that's not the conversation of today. They sell time and they buy back time. And so one of the ways you can buy back time is how you use your money. Don't use your money to ball, use your money to build leverage to buy yourself time. So buying land that gives you leverage helps you to buy back time. And the purpose of buying land is to build wealth. It's a one dimension of wealth, and it's one dimension of a cash flow machine in real estate. So when you have done that, the next thing you want to do, one of the reasons why you invest in real estate is for what I call the lifestyle cash flow. You see, the lifestyle cash flow. The lifestyle cash flow. There are two kinds of retirement. Okay? There are two kinds of retirement. There is chronological retirement. Chronological. That means the workplace conventionally tell you if you're at the age of 60 or 65, you are going to be retired. But that's not the goal here today. The goal is simple. Is you don't want to engage yourself in chronological retirement. You want to engage yourself in what I call functional retirement. What is functional retirement? Functional retirement is not a function of your age. It's a function of your income stream. It means that now that you have built an asset, remember, you have a plan. You have a freedom lifestyle plan and freedom lifestyle goal. So what you want to do now is to now look at the thing and ask yourself, so if my lifestyle every year is 50 million, I want to be able to own assets that can mint that 50 million for me, either I am sleeping or awake. Now, that moment where I can get that done is what I call that I'm financially free. It means that my asset now properly managed, I don't even have to manage it. Asset management company is managing it. The moment I can get to that point in my life through my asset have replaced my sweat. Guess what happened? I am free. So this property is going to make you money. This property, people live in them. You see, people live in them. Property don't pay you, people pay you. So if property don't pay you, but people pay you, you want to own properties that people can rent, people can live in them. You have office spaces that people pay for. But I believe more in multi-family apartments. So people live in it. They pay me. We scrutinize them. They get into the apartment. They are living literally in our houses. And that's what you want to do. So as a result of what you have done, you have now been able to create an asset. You are building portfolio. So one of the things you are building is that as your landed property is growing bigger, with time, you are doing what I call asset multiplication. So you are taking some of the money that you can cash out from your landed property. You sell some of this asset off because you have created a fantastic appreciation. You take this money, you put them in building an apartment houses, or you buy apartment houses from Lifepage, and you begin to multiply all of these things. As you are making more money, you take this money, you still buy another landed property, because remember, you have a goal. You have a goal. Then you begin to live in this, what I call this wealth sky circle. So this circle is going, because you see, building wealth is not a straight line, it's a circle. So you go on this circle, you go on this circle, you go on this circle. In the next 3 to 5 years, if you focus on this thing, guess what is going to happen to you? You are going to be free. In the next 5 to 7 years, if you focus on this thing, you are going to be free. So this is what happened to you. Then the third level of the cash flow you want to build there is what I call legacy cash flow. Now, what is legacy cash flow? It's very simple. The combination of your leverage cash flow and your lifestyle cash flow is going to give you a legacy cash flow. What's legacy cash flow? Legacy cash flow is an asset that you leave behind, either in your foundation, in the trust, that can fund the next generation, that can fund what you love, that can help people, send them to school. But guess what happened? You must have combined this combo of leverage cash flow and lifestyle cash flow is what's going to create a legacy cash flow. And remember, a good man and a good woman leave an inheritance for his children. He's talking about legacy cash flow. He said riches and houses are inheritance from the fathers, and good wife are from the Lord. It means that if you don't have legacy cash flow, you are not passing the good man and the good woman test. For you to pass that test, the next 3 generations must be able to take care of them through the asset that you have built. So what do you want to do with your income? Check it out today. One of the problems that a lot of people have is that they are high income but low income people. A lot of low asset people, they don't have asset. You see, so you want to check out your life. I call it the freedom lifestyle gap. Now, look at how much you are making today physically, having to rise up and go to work, and how much you can generate without going to work. So let me ask you a question. Let's say, for instance, your bill for every year is 25 or 40 million or 30 million. Added inflation to it, let's say 45 million a year or 30 million. It depends on your lifestyle and your taste. Let's say 30 million on the average. But now you are making 10 million a year. Let's say you have an asset now that is making you 5 million a year. Either you wake up, you don't go to work or anything, you're still going to have 5 million a year from the asset that you own. That means when you look at the gap, your freedom lifestyle gap, you are 25 million away from freedom. And you see, the essence of life is freedom. So the essence of creating a real estate cash flow machine is to fund your freedom lifestyle. And it's a blueprint. And the reason why we are here today is to begin to ask yourself, if you don't have to go to work tomorrow, what's going to fund your life? If you have to be, just wake up and something happen and you have to be home, you have to be with your children, you have to be somewhere, you will not be able to work for a time being, for 6 months, for 8 months. That shows how wealthy you are. Some people can go away for just 1 month and they will earn any money. Why? They are earning big money, but if they have to be not showing up to make the money, so you don't have any on the right ratio, you are not going anywhere. So what do you want to do today? The essence of building a cash flow machine is very, very simple. It's to come to a point in your life where you know that whatever cash buys, is take cash flow machine to maintain it. So it's a cash flow machine that keeps funding your life. So your lifestyle must be funded by something that is outside of yourself. So this cash flow machine is what you want to build. Let me tell you something. One of the deceptions of life is to always think that we will always be young forever. Or one of the deceptions of life is to always think we will always have strength. You see, and this is very funny. We don't understand the frailty and the gentleness and the shortness of our life. So a lot of people overrate the strength they have. They are forgetting that strength, the older you get, the weaker your body becomes. So what do you want to do? The money you are making in your summer years, in your strength years, what do you want to do with them? You want to convert them into a systemic money, which is what cash flow machine represents. So that the moment as you grow older in life, when strength begins to fail you, your income producing asset will support you. So what do you do today? If you can't go to work, if you have to be off radar, if something happened and you are not able to physically labor, can your children's school fees still be paid? Do you have an asset that can rescue you? Do you have an asset that can save your life? Let me give you an example of a cash flow machine. Once upon a time, one of my uncles is a pilot. He was a pilot at the time. And because of that, this is what happened to him. He was able to get someone, and he bought a land in Lekki as I think 2000 or 2001. And in 2006 or 7, my cousin is meant to travel to the UK for a master's degree. But guess what happened? My uncle did not have money, but he has 4 plots of land in Lekki Phase 1. He went to Lekki Phase 1 and he told them that he bought the land, by the way, around 4 million, 5 million at that time. So he went about 5-6 years, he has bought the land. And they told him that at that time, the land is 40-45 million. And he decided to sell 2 of that land and he collected 90 million. It took from the 90 million and he paid for my cousin's, school fees in the UK. Now the asset he has built came to his rescue when it mattered most to him. Because you cannot dig your well when you are thirsty. You are already too weak to work at that time. So what you do is that you must build your well before you are thirsty, so that the well can come to your rescue when the thirstiness comes. So this is the summary of what cash flow machine represents. Because cash flow machine is what man's supposed to build to be able to sustain his aspirations and dream on the earth, so that your aspiration will not become your frustration. You need to build a stream of wealth, which is what Lifepage will represent. Remember, life is in pages, and Lifepage has brought you to that point so that as you open every page, your life will be an example and not a warning. Because if you don't do what you are meant to do at every page of your life, the moment you are opening a new page, then life becomes a warning. Either you prepare or not, opportunity will come. But when opportunity comes and you prepare, your life will be an example. But when opportunity comes and you don't prepare, your life becomes a warning. So what am I saying to you today? Either you buy land or not, there will be a time when you will need it. Either you own asset today or not, there will be a time when it will come to your rescue. But if you own it, it can rescue you. If you don't own it, it will expose you. So ladies and gentlemen, I need you to come to this understanding today that the offers that are being made today is for your life, is for your transformation. Freedom is the essence of life. I say to people, irrespective of religion, I say to people, besides giving my life to Christ, the next thing that follows for me is freedom. All right? Because if I am not free, I cannot be useful to anyone. Because it is a of freedom that I have that can make me more relevant to my wife, more relevant to my children, more relevant to my society. So this is what happened. You need to take advantage of this today. And that is the summary of what cash flow machine represents in terms of real estate. And there is no better time. Remember, there is no easy time to make a hard decision. If you want to make a decision, if it is a hard decision to make, it's not an easy time to do it. And remember, you're not buying assets because it is, you can afford it. To do it today, freedom is not free, remember. Freedom is a prize of the Orange County. So if you can go for an Orange County or go for any property presented to you today, you have opened the key to Freedom Lane. And as you open the key to the Freedom Lane will hand over you the cash flow machine that is sustainable and presentable. The last thing I want to say is this. I saw God of the Bible replicate the model I just told you, and that's what changed my life. He built everything like as a machine. So everything produced after his kind. And when everything produced after his kind, on the 6th day, on the 7th day, the Lord rested. He said he would rest. And so for me, what does it mean to rest? It is very simple. What does it mean to rest? It's an acronym for me. It means residual earning, rental earning, stabilized thoughts. Rental income, rental earning, stabilized thought. Residual earning, stabilized thought. So God wants man to rest. He knows that for man to enter rest and not debt, there must be a machine that will perpetually do what man will be doing forever. Because man can be weak at a time, but machine that is well oiled will keep working when man is not. And that's why you want to own an asset today. Don't just think of God. Think as God. God is cash flow machine creator. So do the same. If you believe in God, believe as God today and do the instruction that is being given. And that's my instruction for you. And I believe what I put down, if you can pick it up, it's going to change your life. And if ever you want to change your life, you have to change your life. Thank you.
Wow. 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 That was wow. Can we please give our dear speaker, Tade Cash International, a digital round of applause. That was off the hook. That was another level. Oh man, the revelation, just spitting out some heavy duty revelation. Now this is just so phenomenal. Aren't we just so blessed? Aren't we just so honored to have such a tremendous blessing to us? And I hope we took instruction from what he shared. Time is not our friend. Well, let me just quickly just give us some summary. He gave us 4 kinds of people, and you need to find out which one looks like you. He said people with high income but no assets, right? They are basically just selling time for money. He gave us an example. Number 2, he said people with high income but low assets. High income but low assets. And then number 3, he gave us people with people who are middle income earners but no assets. They make money, but they are only living for consumption, but they have no asset. And then he went on to talk about people with high income and big assets. He said he talked about what you do for money, which is supposed to be legal and ethical, and then what you do with money must be in tandem. Very powerful, very powerful. And then he gave us the 3 steps to having a real estate cash flow machine. He said have a freedom lifestyle plan. Number 2, have a freedom lifestyle goal. And then he said we should have the freedom lifestyle playbook. And then the playbook was what he now led us to 3 levels of cash flow machine. He mentioned the leverage cash flow, which is what he said is about buying land, acquiring land. And that's what it will do for you. It will help you to collapse time. It will give you advantage, to help you to buy back time. And then he said from the leverage cash flow, you can create lifestyle cash flow, which is where apartments come in that will fund your lifestyle and all of that. And then he talked about the 2 types of retirement, chronological retirement, which is a function of how long you've worked in a particular company. And he mentioned functional retirement, which is a function of it's not a function of your age, but your income stream. That was very phenomenal. And then he went on to talk about the 3rd category of cash flow, which is legacy cash flow, which he said is a combination of your leverage cash flow stream and a lifestyle cash flow stream that you bequeath to your next generation. This week was just phenomenal. He went on to talk about freedom is not free. You don't do what is affordable, you do what is moving you forward. All right? You don't do what is convenient, you do what is will make you make progress. Awesome. He said, don't think of God, think as God. This one too heavy. You need time to go digest and then process some of the things that came out. I'm sure I did not even do justice. So if you missed out on any point, I want to recommend watch the replay on Enrich TV by Lifepage. Thank you so much, TC, for gracing this occasion. It's such a joy to always have you inspire us and then give us some heavy duty instruction. Thank you very much. We will be taking some questions. Please let your questions come in right about now, and then we'll take the next commercial. Let's have Mr. Francis and then the next video come up. Thank you very much. And then we'll come back to take questions. So Mr. TC and Mr. Okwe, please be on standby as we'll be asking you questions shortly. Over to you, Mr. Francis.
Please, is there a video or the flyer? Thank you, Mr. Tade Cash. Awesome session. My status is just filled. That's what I'm using as my notepad. And people are just asking me questions, buzzing me up and down. That's an amazing one. So I don't waste too much of time because the questions that are popping up. So earlier on, we gave a 72-hour offer on Almond County land, but right now we are, we went the extra mile to give an offer on housing. So it's the housing offer that I need to be brought up. Earlier on, we had the Almond County offer, which is what you see here, which is as against 10 million naira, you have opportunity to buy at 6 million naira. Just all you need to do is lock it down with 500,000 naira. But for the housing offer, what you can see here simply says So the property, please, let's have it on the housing, please. Yes, so the 2-bedroom bungalow. So within Almond County, we have Almond homes and apartments within that estate. So as you can see, signs of dual fencing and all of that. So it is real. It is not 3D design. These houses are sitting right in Almond County, Mowe. The moment you drive in or you walk in, this is the first thing you come in contact with. These are the first set of buildings you come in contact with. So we have 3 and 2 bedroom, but our offer tonight, as against 16 million naira that this semi-finished bungalow is going for in the market, within the next 72 hours, if you lock it down with minimum of 2 million naira, you will have an opportunity to buy it for 13 million naira. If you didn't hear me again, well, I will repeat myself again. The property currently, for those who have been seeing the flyers, we've not given discount on this in the past 1 year. But today, because of this program, we are making it available for just 13 million naira. And mind you, it is just 2 units alone. 2 units alone available for you to park in or to start doing your finishing touches. For this as well, you can send interested in bungalow and send to the same number earlier provided, which is, let me come up with the number again. Excuse me, 090 60005747. I'll take it again. 090 60005747. I'm interested. Almond homes. I'm interested. Send that to 090 6000547 and you will be able to lock it down. All you need to do is have a minimum of 2 million naira to lock it down within the next 72 hours. If you can't key into it, you could equally communicate that to someone you know that it will be a blessing in their life. So it's instant allocation. Be one of the fastest fingers to lock down this offer for just 13 million naira. Back to you, Osi.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So we want to quickly take a few questions. Our time is fast spent. For those offers that you already have, the special 72-hour offer is only for the next 72 hours. So after 72 hours, those offers are gone and it will be back to its original prices. So let's quickly take a few questions. Please, can you take this away and let me take questions right now? Somebody's asking, so please, let's celebrate our speakers for tonight once again. Please spotlight Mr. Opeoluwa and Mr. Tade Cash. Those are the 2 people I need to ask questions right now. Please, let's spotlight Mr. Tade Cash and Opeoluwa. Now, this is very, 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 very important. So many things to ask, but I'm not sure we can take all the questions. I'm still waiting to see if there are further questions there. Rented properties for what, please? Is for lifestyle cash flow. It's a lifestyle cash flow stream. Somebody says, Mr. Olumide Emmanuel not speaking again. He will speak. We will give you further updates shortly. The purpose of buying land is to build wealth. Okay. Please, were we told to watch the replay? Where were we told to watch the replay? Okay, just watch it on Enrich TV by Lifepage on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube and Google or search Enrich TV by Lifepage, you will see our YouTube channel. Do well to subscribe and turn on your notification button or turn on the notification bell so that anytime we post content, you will also be able to watch. There are people who are actually joining on YouTube and not on Zoom today. And so you can actually go back there and watch the replay. Today was packed. It will take time to really, really digest. It appears, how can I be a part of Lifepage landed property seller? Oh, please just send interested to 09060005747 and you'll be guided accordingly. Okay? Be guided accordingly. Somebody said, I knew Mr. Tade Cash would do justice to his session. Absolutely. Mr. Clement, I fear you, sir. Okay, what's that one? What did I do? And celebrate you for such a recap. Oh, I guess I was wondering when you said you fear me. I was thinking to myself, what have I done? What have I done again? All right. So I'm a learner, lifelong learner, anytime, any day. Mr. Tade Cash, thanks for this eye-opening session. That's the response. You know, this is just so phenomenal. And thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this particular session today. The Mega Housing Summit continues next week, Saturday, and guess who will be coming up live? Guess who will be coming up live? Can you just guess in the chat room? Guess who is next? Who is next among the lineup of speakers that we have? Somebody's asking for the number again, 090-6000-5747. 090-6000-5747. I'm hearing Stephen Akintayo. Who told you that Stephen Akintayo? Well, you are not spirit. You guessed right. Stephen Akintayo and Francis Adilore will be live next week, Saturday. It's going to be hot. Stephen Akintayo will be speaking to us on land banking secrets, the leverage secret, that leverage cash flow stream that Mr. Tade just spoke to us about. He will be sharing, going a step deeper. What Mr. Okpe dwelt on today was mistakes you should never make. Don't miss it for any reason. So you can screen grab this and set your alarm. It's going to be big next week. I'm telling you, next week, Saturday. And then Mr. Francis will be talking to us about short-let income. You see, that lifestyle cash flow stream that Mr. Tade also talked about is what Mr. Francis will be talking about. There are different ways by which you can make money. The traditional way of renting properties now is no longer paying, especially in an economy like this. So you need short-let income secrets. And that's what we'll be shared next week, Saturday. Omo, if today be like this, if today is like this, I wonder what next week, Saturday, would look like. It will be off the hook. So tell somebody to register ahead of time for this program. I want to sincerely, and on behalf of the entire management, staff, partners, the board of Lifepage, sincerely appreciate our speakers for today, Mr. Opeoluwa Oni and Mr. Tade Cash, for gracing this special occasion. I thought there would be questions, so I'm sure that people still need to go and digest it before they can come back with questions. It's too heavy. It's heavy. The downloads today were too heavy. I'm telling you, too heavy. Thank you so much, everyone, and God bless you. If you have any question whatsoever that you did not come to mind now, feel free to type it in the YouTube channel as in the comment section. You can also send messages to 090-6000-5747. I want to appreciate you once again for being a part of today's Mega Housing Summit edition, week 1. Week 2 comes up next week. Same time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., but we will not exceed 9 p.m. I assure you on that. See you next week, everyone, and bye for now. God bless you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.